Hi there, Joka here, and today I'm sharing two cards that I've created with the Spellbinders March Large die kits. It's a mouthful. Alright, so these are the dies in the kit, and everything on the left is the pieces that you need for making interactive cards, which is not what I'm gonna do today. So these are the little critters that you can create with the same face. You can create a bunny, a lamb, and a little chick. Then you have a sentiment, hello, peeps, and maybe spring. And I am going with a rainbow theme here. So I will show you how to put together all three animals. This one is the lamb, and I might actually attach the ears the wrong way around, but this is how I like them. But I saw some pictures where the pointy end was sticking out, so I don't know, I guess you can do whatever you feel like. And then of course the arms also, you can just glue however you like to. Either they point down or they, you turn them around, and then isn't it cute? I think this one is my favorite, the lamp. Okay, so here's the little chicken. You have a beak, and then it's the same body always, but with this one, of course you can also use it for the other ones, but with this one you have the eggshell, so you can cover up the legs. And what you see me do here is I'm adding some black cardstock to the back of the head, so you have the eyes. I'm not sure I like how that turns out. You don't see it here, but in real life you can kind of see that thick cardstock under the color cardstock. So in the next video that I'm going to share, I think on the 12th of March, I will do something different with the eyes. And then I will also make an interactive card actually. But here I just, I don't know, I wasn't up for it. It's entirely too much thinking. It's not too difficult, but I don't know, my mind doesn't work like that, to be honest. I love the results always, but I don't know, I just don't have that technical kind of brain, if that makes any sense. Anyway, now what you see here is that I'm adding some heavyweight cardstock to these, because I want to add some foam tape later, and I want these to be sturdy. So yeah, just to the main body, not to the ears and arms. It's not too important, just something to support the foam. So these are the flowers that you get in the kit, and you can really layer them however you want to. And here as well you can put that the stem in front or behind. I put it behind because I wanted to if I glue it down, I think it's better if the stem is on the bottom. Okay, so here are my little critters, and I created a rainbow, a variety of colors really, and I actually want to put all of these onto one card. Yeah, so okay, so here are the papers that I will use for the card front. These are from Alexandra Renke here in Germany. And so what I didn't think about, I cut an A2 panel here, but I also wanted to so I wanted this panel to be a bit smaller, and then then use another pattern paper for the card front, so to say. So you would see a frame around this one, but I totally forgot about it. So I'm adding all these animals, and then I'm not gonna be able to trim it down anymore. So I'm going to create a bit of a bigger card. Okay, so I'm playing around with the arrangement. Obviously, this is a lot of animals for this small card front, but I want to use all of them and I want to make it work. So they are just going to hang off the edges. I'm particularly upset about the navy lamb because that's my absolute favorite, and I hate that I have to cut it apart, but it is what it is. So I'm adding some foam. I'm trying to see what parts are hanging off the edge and not add foam there, but sometimes it just, I can't estimate it properly. So yeah, I really love creating kind of patterns from die cuts like these. I think it's super cute, and I don't know, I love the rainbow colors. I think they make everybody happy, right? I actually tried not to put two of the same animals next to each other, but then um, I also had to look at the colors. So there's two chickens, but it doesn't bother me. I think the color is what catches your eye first. So yeah, and then what also bothered me a little bit is that at the top right, next to the light pink little bunny, there is a spot. There is an empty spot. Normally, I would add something there, like a piece that I cut off, but since I only have one of everything here, I thought that would look weird if I added a part of the bunny back, like another pink part. Maybe if it was another color, then it would have worked, but I'll just leave that. I'll go with that empty spot. I mean, it's not tragic, just something that bothers my eye a little bit. But anyway, so I'm now trimming it off by hand because I know that my trimmer doesn't like several layers, especially foam tape, so I'm not even trying. And this is why I'm creating a bigger card, because I know that this trimmer just doesn't, it's not going to do a great job, and then I will ruin hours of work. So I'll just go with a bigger card, which is, I think, 4.5 by 5.5. No, hang on. 5.5 would be the normal size, so then I guess it's 5.75 or so. I just added a 1/4 of an inch to each side. Okay, so I am adding some foam for some dimension, and I don't have foam that has an adhesive sheet on it, so I just have to use my ATG to glue both sides down. I'm not very generous, but I still add quite a bit, I think. And then this card is almost done. I will have to create a sentiment, so I'm going with hello peeps. I did not know what I wanted to do here, what color I wanted to add, and so I like a few colors to try, and then eventually I'm going with this, that I'm gonna use everything that I die cut. I layered the white behind the blue, and then I'm going with the tone on tone, so I will add the pink to the pink bunny at the top, and the orange peeps to the lamb. But because this is tone on tone and it would probably not be visible, I decided that I will offset it on the navy, so you just have a little bit of navy peeking through, and then it pops off the background. Yeah, and then one last step that I'm going to do here, which is something I always forget, almost always, is a white gel pen, just to add a little bit of detail. Um, I don't know, it kind of, I think it makes it more fun and interesting and whimsical. But I honestly, I almost always forget about the last details on every card. For some reason, I did remember this time. So, anyway, so this card is done, and I'm going to move on to the next. And on this one, I want to just use the flowers that also come in the um, die kit. And I don't know if you noticed, there's also some grass and some, so this is the grass die, and some clouds as well. So I'm just building a scene here. I imagined like a field of flowers. So I created a bunch of layers of grass, and I thought maybe if I use different pattern papers, by the way, these are also from Alexander Renke, then then it's more visible that there's a bunch of layers of grass. I originally wanted to use foam between the layers, but then I realized that I have all these little flowers. The stems are really skinny. I would not be able to add foam tape to those. So I just didn't use that. But I will use foam tape on the flower, not the stem, but just the head of the flower, and then I will use liquid glue for the rest of it. And I'm just tucking them behind random layers. So I'm trying to tuck some behind the last layer, the first one, and somewhere in the middle, just so for variety and dimension again. I'm trying to be mindful and not put the same color next to the other, because I think there's two of each color. So I'm trying to space them out, um, the colors at least, so that they are not next to each other. And eventually, when I'm starting to glue everything down, I think I will have to die cut some more flowers. Although when I'm looking at it now, I don't quite understand what I did, why I needed more flowers, but yeah, let's see. And then here I'm just trying to, not put them in the same height, just so that they look more organic. I mean, in nature as well, they are never exactly the same, right? So yeah, and once I'm done with the back rows, the two back rows, I realize that if I want to have a bit more dimension, or that the front row stands out a little bit, I should add one more layer of foam tape, which is what I'm going to do. And here is the extra flowers that I die cut, and I'm just going to add one, but I die cut, well, obviously you have to die cut too, because those dies are attached. And so I also used a variety of colors for the leaves and the stems, just so that it looks more organic. And I am going to rearrange it all a little bit, and then that part is basically done. And to build the scene, I will be using the cloud dies. There's two different sizes in the kit, a smaller one and a bit of a bigger one. And I die cut quite a few. Somehow I never know when to stop. I always start out with a few, but then I don't like that look, and then I add more and more and more, and I have no idea where to stop anymore. You will see that in a second. So I'm just layering them all over the place. I don't know, but I think eventually I like that look. And I decided to also to add some dimension to some of them, not all. And the ones where I add foam tape, I also die cut that cloud again from heavyweight cardstock, so that I could add 2 layers, just so that you don't see the foam tape. I mean, even though this is heavyweight cardstock, I always have the feeling that um, it's kind of see-through, that I see the foam tape behind it. And also I wanted these to hold up if I were ever to send them, so that they don't get damaged in the mail. So once I glue all these down, I also make sure that some of them hang off the edge, just so that it looks again more organic. Then I'm just going to trim them off, and then all that is left is the sentiment. And for my sentiment, I'm just choosing, because this one doesn't really have anything to do with peeps or Easter or anything. I am just going to do Hello Spring. I don't know, do you guys ever send cards out like that, Hello Spring? I don't know, I don't think I've ever done that, but I really liked it. So I'm trying to figure out where to put it. My original idea was that I will put it at the bottom because there's enough space. But it kind of, because of the G and the P, it needs more space, and first I wasn't sure if I have enough, but I kind of, like you see here, I kind of brought it up so that the G almost just hits at the bottom. And I think you can still read it. I mean, it doesn't really pop, but I think you can still read it. I didn't like it anywhere else on the card front, so yeah, I just rolled with this. And then this will finish off my card, this twine bow, and then that's it. I'm gonna show you both in a second, just that you see the all the dimension, and on this one as well. Okay, so that was it for today. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.